Last year, my big effort was to make this text adventure system, and it's got a nice little interface here for making your text adventure, and you can test it in this thing.
Oh.
But the fun part is that it'll cross-compile it to a retro computer. So this text adventure right here, which is Welcome to KansasFest 2018, Quest to Fix the Mac SE, I just wrote that on this machine right here, and it compiled it to a binary. And then I moved it over with ADT Pro. So this
now what kind of binary is it? Is it just an executable, or is it like a Z machine?
No, it's
sorts it up,
it's an executable.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how much time I have, but you could play the whole text adventure. The idea is. I couldn't really come up with a good plot. If you go into the bathroom across the hall, it says, I had this great idea for a puzzle involving an air freshener, but ran out of time. So you start off with a Mac SE in your room that smells really, really bad, and this is a true story. I had a Mac SE that smelled, Mac SE that smelled really bad, and I took it to SARC, and so basically you have to go on this, you have to get the lamp, go to the basement, eat the pizza, because that energizes you, and then you can go up all the stairs to the top floor to get the screwdriver with the Torx bit to give to Sark, so he can open up the screwdriver, or open up the Mac, and then a dead squirrel falls out, which causes you to flee, but then you can go back into the room.
Is that part true?
Well, so he was watching a video in there about a mechanic fixing a car and a dead squirrel fell out.
Gotcha.
So there's some memes in here.
What happens if you try to go up the stairs without eating the pizza?
It just says like you lack the energy to go up all those stairs, right? Oh, and there's a Commodore 64 in here in the free pile, and if you try to take that, it says you have died of shame. And it said just kidding. You can
Wait, it's over here.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, so this is, you're in my room right now, and there's the brass lamp hanging right there. Oh, hang on, get the lamp. I just said entrance right here. You can. You're carrying a brass lamp, right? But the cool part is now Neil was here from Scotland, and I'm really into British computing, and I showed him this thing, and he's like, "Oh, that's really cool," and but he doesn't really sound like that. And then that's my generic Scottish accent. Cool. He came by with all the manuals and an emulator for the BBC Micro. So I've been working on this thing, and I got it to emulate or to emit code for the BBC Micro. So here's the exact same game running in the BBC Micro emulator, and I couldn't start on this right away because my mission here, and I had to hide this. There's some x86 books lying. I know, don't get those. So I also got
it. Points.
Exporting to where's DOSBox. So there's the same game running in DOSBox. So it's this one. So I wrote the game, and then while I was here, I was here, and then I got it exporting to DOS and BBC Micro.
What technology are you using to get all these different binaries that run on all these different platforms?
I wrote a little cross compiler. So this tool's got its own scripting language that looks a lot like C. Here's the code. It says if you're holding the Mac SE and the dead squirrel is no longer in the Mac, congratulations! Not only have you defeated the already dead squirrel, you now have a Mac in pristine condition. You have won. Hope to see you at next KansasFest 20. Next KansasFest. So that's what I did. I wrote the text adventure, and then the capability to export it to DOS and BBC Micro.
Is this something that is Lantern? That's what you call your system?
I had to give it a name because I couldn't tell my students just go get that thing off the hard drive.
So it's something you can. Is it available to the public yet?
It's in GitHub, but it's kind of a mess, and I'm trying to get it up there in a more organized fashion.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah, it's not as good as Inform, but the fun thing is that you can export it to the retro computers and play them that way. So.
Cool.
So that's it.